3 times, 4 times. Doing things, living super clean. That done came up. Can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane things. Dead fresh to the T, living sweet. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. 1 time for the men doing cane. Dead fresh to the T, living super clean. 3 times for my foe that done came up. 4 times cause the man can't control us. Look at you done came up now. Get it how you live, mess the game up now. Ain't messing with yoga, but get the flame up. Hey, used to be Toby, but got your name back now. I see ya, paid under pressure. 25 lighters got them all on the dresser. If it ain't for you, ain't for you then. And if you a lame or a sucker wanna dress you then. Grown up now, bump the childish ways. Got a wife and a bunch of kids to raise. Punch a clock side hustle or a business you endure to ensure that all the bills is paid. Slow clap for your homeboy. Could've turned out like your homeboy. Being on the same block, cooking up the same rock on the cell block lot with your homeboy. But no, you had vision, you had gold. Brand new you on the old time road. Take care of home where you push your low. Black men don't teach screaming bond.
Shalom and shalom again, sisters and cousins. Praise the Lord. Please forgive me. We had some technical issues. I forgot to get off the Wi-Fi. And as you all probably noticed, there's a big difference when I'm not on the Wi-Fi as opposed to when I am. I had to get hardwired. I am so sorry. Thank y'all for coming back. Where was I? I was doing my intros, but okay. Let me run through the intros again because I don't know if you got them. I know the audio was horrible last time. Just in case, I am at Miss Mono's World out here, these content creators, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all that good stuff. My better half, my husband, the head of my household, the love of my life, Monologue the Gas, Facebook, Instagram, not so much on the TikTok, Apple Music. Go and stream the music. Monologue Magad, MONOLOG MAGAD. Also, if you're not on the YouTube at Monologue Magad, please head on over there for us. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and turn on your notifications so you know when we go live, except for if you are part of my lovely audience on the Saya TV. You guys stay on the Saya TV, please, but grab your phone now that they're working again. Grab your phone and that way you can, chat and comment and all that good stuff as well. We need your likes. We need your shares. So like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. But not, yes, shalom, sis. How are you? You feel my pain. I know you do. Technology for all its greatness, when it messes up, it messes everything up. It's horrible. We're so dependent on it that when it goes down, we can't do anything else. Like craziness. Speaking of technology and things going down, okay. I mentioned the phone outage earlier. So they're reporting that it was a possible cyber attack, and supposedly major health insurance companies here in the States have been affected to the point where they were telling the hospitals and doctors' offices don't use the websites. They're not sure if they're safe. So they're saying it was a cyber attack, but then it was like only a blip in the news. And call me crazy, but if there's a cyber attack, isn't that important news? Like, shouldn't we all be listening to that news? I don't know. Anyway, tonight on Why Boaz Don't Want Yo Ass, I have a special guest. I will be introducing her later. I'm going to start bringing on some more of my sisters who are out here running their businesses, doing their thing, trying to make a living out here. I'm going to start introducing them to you all so we can all start supporting each other. Okay. Our main topic is that's not Boaz. And believe it or not, okay, y'all, I had this topic picked out before the whole Who the F Did I Marry 52-part saga. We're going to talk about that. It just happens to flow right into my topic. So, I'm going to use that to kind of illustrate some of my points. Side story, okay? But nah, that is so funny that you said that because like right after my daughter texted me at like 4 something this morning. She has to be to work at 5. She texted me at 4 something and was like, my service is out. And I'm like, well, my phone is working just fine, but I was home on the Wi-Fi. And I'm like, well, I know the bill is paid. Like, what's going on? So when I get up early, I'm like, okay, well, we'll call AT&T, when they open. So we get up and I'm checking on Facebook and no, everybody's down. Everything is down. And then I happened to come across a post that was like, this is exactly how Leave the World Behind started. And I just had to get off the internet for a few minutes because I'm one of them people that believe that the movies are predictive programming. Okay. So I was like, I can't deal with this right now. So yeah, that's crazy. Truth be told, Flex Podcast, Shalom, thank y'all for joining us. It was a solar flare. TJ Collins, thank you for joining us. It was a solar flare. Okay, I hope that's all it was. But still, it was crazy. Okay. Did y'all hear about the mother who had her 7-year-old? I think it was a 7-year-old. I don't want to say 5. I don't know why 5 is coming to my head. But the mother who had her 2 young daughters, she was either 5 or 7, waxing bikini and Brazilian waxing her clients for her, from like 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. apparently. And she posted the pictures. I don't know if you all have seen them, but she posted the pictures of these women spread eagle in front of her daughter. So she has been arrested. Okay. For the police around here that often, but this is one time I am gonna say good job. Good job. Oh, she was only 5? Okay, so that makes it even, it's already bad, but that makes it even worse. So she was arrested. From what I understand, because I know how to search for inmates, so I politely went and searched for an inmate. And saw they didn't list any of her bond information or anything like that, but she was released. It looked like she was released on the same day she was arrested. So I don't know what's going on with that, or if they're just not putting the information on the website. Maybe I was too early. But she does have another court date on March the 20th. So I'll try to keep up with that and let you know what is going on with that. Okay. Shalom. King Connect. Shalom and Shalom. Thank you for joining us. The client should absolutely be arrested. She said there was 24 of them. And the pictures are so freaking disturbing. As a grown woman who enjoys those services, I can't imagine. I can't imagine anywhere in my right mind where I'm gonna walk in. I don't even want a child in the room. I don't bring my kids with me to do this. This is something I do alone. I don't want a child in the room, period. Much less, because I don't know how many of y'all know, and I'm trying to inform without being gross, but that is a very invasive procedure. Okay. If any of my sisters have had it, y'all can testify. That is a very invasive procedure. Why are we this comfortable exposing a child to an adult's genitals? Why? How come it's 2024 and we still are acting ignorant as if we don't understand that this is still a sexual organ and this is still a child? There's no amount of money. And then the caption that she used, I'm passing down D's and LLCs. No, you're passing down trauma and abuse is what you're passing down. I don't know. I mean, my heart breaks for that poor baby. The mother's been charged with child abuse and neglect. I feel like she should be charged with a few other things as well. But like I said, she goes back to court March 20th. So, we'll see what happens then. It's beyond. It's beyond. I can't. It was very creepy. It was very creepy. It was very disturbing. And again, I don't know what is going on in her brain for her to think that's okay, but maybe she don't need to have her kids. Like maybe her kids need to spend some time with grandmas or aunties or something like that. Um, definitely demon time. Definitely. Like this is one time I have no problem saying that because that's all this was. That poor child. Okay, so I wanted to tell y'all the story about this family in Indiana. And um I was reading another article and then I saw this article. So I was like, okay, it kind of all goes in. So there's a family in Indiana and they are currently fighting to have their child return back to their home. And you might be wondering, well, what did these people do to have their child taken away, especially after just hearing the last story we talked about, right? I get it. Um, these people actually did nothing wrong. See, what had happened was their son decided that he wants to be a girl. And he decided that he wants his parents to refer to him as she and her. And his parents are Catholic, and they said, no, that is against our religious beliefs. We're not doing that. So, what does the child do? And sidebar, I don't know if you guys were here last week, but last week we talked about the 10-step plan to usher in the Antichrist. And one of the steps was to push excessive child rights. So this child was able to use that, went to the school, complained to the school, told them that his parents were refusing to refer to him as a girl. The school calls CPS. And now the child has been moved to a gender affirming home. The parents have been to court already. The judge has said they're fit parents. There's no signs of abuse. There's nothing wrong. The only thing that is stopping them from ordering the child to be returned to the home is the fact that the parents will not refer to their son as a girl. Okay. And this is getting out of hand. I said this before. When you hear these groups of people talking about how oh they're marginalized and they just want a chance to be equal, and let me explain what I mean by groups of people. I mean groups of people who inflict conditions upon themselves. Okay. I'm a Black woman. I can never change the fact that I'm a Black woman. No matter how much makeup I put on, I'm Black. Okay. This nose is probably going to give it away. Okay. Trust me. I start sweating. This hair is going to give it away. If you see me in the summertime, there's no way you don't know that I'm Black, no matter how much I may try to hide it. You're going to know I'm a Black woman. There's nothing I can do to change that. However, my sexuality is a mystery until I decide to reveal it to you. That is a total mystery. You don't know who I'm laying up with until I decide to reveal it to you. But somehow the alphabet mafia has managed to make who they choose to sleep with a category that deserves civil rights protection. Okay, so now we're at the point where 14 and 15-year-old 6 feet tall boys are flinging 15-year-old girls around basketball courts, causing injuries, and nobody can do anything about it because this man with facial hair decided that he wants to identify as a girl so he could play basketball. And I guarantee you that he was never able to make the boys team in his life. So what does he do? He comes and takes his anger out on defenseless, helpless women. With the aid, permission, and full backing of our government. With the full backing of our government. There's a video out right now. Well, actually, I saw it a few days ago. This boy is 6 feet tall, short haircut. He got a goatee and everything. He's playing basketball on the girls' team. So one of the girls is moving to steal the ball, and what would be a little tussle between two girls turns into this boy throwing this girl across the freaking basketball court. And like she hurt her back to the point that she couldn't get up. And no one can do anything. Nobody can stop it. I'm going to tell you right now, if that was my daughter, baby, we're going to find someplace else for you to play basketball. And I understand the purpose of Title IX was to allow girls to be able to play sports in schools and to give them equal facilities and equal resources. But now they're using Title IX to allow boys to beat up on girls. Because that's all, you're allowing boys to beat up on girls. Whether it's swimming, whether it's track and field, whether it's basketball, MMA, boxing, whatever. The government is literally sanctioning men beating on women. Swing low, sweet chariot. I'm ready to go. I don't know about y'all. I can't deal with it anymore. They are some straight up bullies. They are bullies. And this is what I say. Nobody wants to be equal. Everyone just wants their chance to be superior. So we're just, please. They did all this pushing. Just accept us. And now look, they're trying to overrun us. They're trying to overrun heterosexual, normal people. Yes, I said normal. I said it. My heart hurts. I'm so thankful that our older kids are the youngest one that we have in a public school is a sophomore. So we only got 2 more years until he's out of there. And then the boys are homeschooled. And I'm telling you, every time I start to think, maybe I see something crazy like this that just confirms my choice to continue homeschooling. Let me go on Amazon and order some more flashcards because no, y'all not going there. Right? Crazy. My child would not be playing either. My daughter would not be playing. If that was my daughter, somebody's son getting it. Listen, period. Okay, he'd have to meet me outside. Him and his daddy and his mama. It'd have been a whole family affair. Talk about a family feud. The best one. Because permission to beat her. And that's all. That is literally what they're doing. They're beating up on these girls. And getting trophies and getting rewards for it. Craziness. At this point, homeschool is the only way. Like, I'm not exposing my kids to this stuff. This is crazy. All right, so I want to introduce you all to this young lady. I'm going to bring her on. She is a Hebrew entrepreneur. She has been rocking with Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass since it was housewife stuff. She's been one of my day ones. Angelina Israel, I'm going to let her tell you guys all about what she has going on. My good sis, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can't hear you.
Oh, no.
Hold on. Okay. Say again. Can you talk again?
Can you hear me, sis?
No, I still can't hear you.
No, oh no.
Wait. I don't want to push that button. Okay.
Yeah.
You can hear both of us. Okay, as long as they can hear you, cool. Go ahead and talk to the people.
Okay. Shalom. I am Angelina Israel, also known as Adina Israel on Facebook. But yeah, I've been rocking with my sis for a while now. So I have a nail business. I make custom press on nails. It's called Shebrew Nails, where I custom design fingernails in all shapes, all sizes. I have some examples here too for you guys, for women. But this is some of my stuff. And I am on Etsy at thegelqueen.etsy.com. I'll put it in the chat too as well. But I make custom press-ons. I also do virtual sizing, so you don't have to worry about measuring your nails. Here are some of the other designs that I do. I custom make them, then ship them out to you. You can send me a picture if you have any ideas of what you might want or any colors, and I can freestyle it for you. And I can't read that last comment. What Tiana said. Shalom, everybody, by the way. I also have a credit business. It's called Beat the Odds Credit Repair. I do trade lines, disputes. I do credit building, and yeah, so those are my businesses. Y'all can reach me on Instagram also, shebrew_nails. I don't know if sis can hear me.
Okay.
You can hear me?
I'm sorry. I'm over here trying to fix this thing so I can hear you. I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Did you get out everything you wanted to tell everybody? You did?
Yes.
You gave them your IG and everything?
I gave y'all my IG, my Etsy. I'm on Facebook, Adina Israel on Facebook. So I'll drop them in the chat too. So
okay. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I'm gonna have you come back one day when I can hear you and we can have a conversation. Okay. But I just wanted to show you some love because you, like I said, you've definitely been one of my day ones. So I definitely wanted to show you some love. Angelina Israel, everybody, I will text you. If I don't text you tonight, I'll text you tomorrow. Okay. Thank you so much for your time, sis.
No problem. I'll praise to the Most High. Shalom.
All right, guys. Angelina Israel. She is at Shebrew Nails on IG. At Shebrew Nails on IG. If you guys are on Instagram. Hold on. I'm trying to turn my fan on over here. Okay. Because it's a little warm in here. Okay. So yes, her nails are cute. Yeah, y'all have to check them out. Her nails are super cute. If I wasn't such a ruffian, I would wear press-ons, but my life is too rough. So I have to have them strong acrylics. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, Angelina, if you're still listening, can you type your information in the chat, please? So everyone can see it. Kick the guy, shalom and shalom. That's my brother. Well, you know, you're all my brothers, but you know. All right, y'all. So look, let's get into this. King Connect, yes, please do. Tell your sisters, tell your friends, your girlfriends, your cousins, tell everybody, okay? We definitely want to support Hebrew women who are, trying to do positive things and, you know what I mean, be good, upstanding examples that our younger single sisters can look up to. So we definitely want to support that good sister. Okay. All right, so let's get into our main topic. Keep the God. I am not repeating that. Okay. I'm not repeating that. So that is a private conversation. The hair is herring. All praises to the Most High. Listen, it took a while. I had to figure out the right products, but all praises. We got the wig together. I mean, no, this is my hair. I'm just calling it the wig. It's my hair. See, no lace, y'all. Okay, so into our main topic. And like I said, I promise y'all, I had this topic picked out before the whole who the F that I married thing came up, but it fits. So, you know, we're going to use it to illustrate some of my points for tonight, okay? So the main reason I wanted to bring this up or talk about this topic, that's not Boaz, is because I see a lot of women who have horrible situations. They make bad choices. They get in a bad relationship. And then their whole attitude is, all men are bad, all men are dogs, all men are this, all men are that. And instead of approaching the next relationship, the next opportunity with an open mind, with a blank slate, we go in guarded with the trauma from our last horrible situation, right? So and so did this to me, and I've talked to y'all about this before, how when you've been in a bad situation, anything that looks like it's turning into that, your guard is going to go up. Okay? Like if your last man cheated on you and all of a sudden this one starts, maybe he really is working overtime, maybe he really is working late, but you're so paranoid from your last situation that no matter what he says, you're checking his location. You got a tracker on his car. You done call his supervisor and confirm when he was there. You done hacked the time clock at his job, so you know when he clock in, when he clock out. You know exactly how long it take him to get home. And y'all think I'm exaggerating, but I promise you I'm not. I promise you I'm not. There are women that are really living like this out of fear, and we carry that fear with us to the next relationship, right? And unfortunately, Tobacco Ward, thank you for joining me. Shalom and shalom. Unfortunately, what I don't hear a lot of is I don't hear a lot of women taking accountability for making that bad decision. I don't hear a lot of women saying, well, it was my fault because I knew he was such and such and such and such, but I did it anyway. And so one thing that stuck out to me with the whole who the F did I marry drama, she talks about after he lied to her about the first house, she found out it was a lie. She called and she found out that he had been lying about them ever buying the house, and another family had actually bought the house and it was closed on and everything. She knew that. And she's like, yeah, I knew he was lying, but I wanted to be married so bad that she basically structured the conversation to give him a way out of the lie. Instead of confronting him, holding him accountable, she gave him a way out of the lie. Which of course makes it more comfortable for him to keep telling more lies, right? But here's what I don't want to have happen. And I say this all the time, which gives me kind of apprehension about even, telling about my whole testimony. I don't want people looking at others thinking, oh, it would be okay for me to do this because look at how, she turned out. Look at how it turned out for her. And as of right now, this girl has got a trip to London, a trip to Paris. BMW was supposedly looking at the story now. The Hilton offered her free hotel stays. And I forgot what else. Okay. But she's reaping all of these rewards off of her stupidity. That's what I'm going to call it. It's stupidity. You knew the man was lying, but you keep laying up with him anyway. And a lot of us in our lives, we will know that something is not right. You may not have such blatant evidence as a phone call, but you know something's not right. And instead of you yielding to that discernment, you will continue to go forward in that relationship because you're so desperate to be married and you're so desperate to say that you have a man. And again, I'm only addressing the women because this is what I know. I've been a woman my whole life. I know how we move. I know how we operate. I know how we think. I don't know how men think. But I'm not saying that some of this stuff doesn't apply to them as well, because we've all heard horror stories about women out here. And women out here. We are, the women out here, let me say this. The women out here that you single brothers are dealing with now, this is a new breed of woman. Okay, this is a new kind of woman. And it's so crazy. We was in Applebee's the other day. Yes, Applebee's, because sometimes Applebee's is just good, okay? So we was in Applebee's the other day. And it was a picture, you know how they had a local high schools and they'll have the pictures of the kids and stuff in the Applebee's. So we were looking at the pictures, and it's a picture that when it was a school that one of my sons go to. So my husband's like, "Are you in any of these pictures?" And of course he's not, because he just came here. But we were looking, and he's like, "Oh no, these pictures are old." I'm like, "How you know?" He's like, "Look at their hair. Everybody got their natural hair." I was like, "Dang, that's crazy." He's look at them. They don't have on a bunch of makeup. Nobody butt hanging out all over the place. Everybody's covered. This clearly had to be back in the 90s. And that's crazy that you could tell such a marked difference by something as, I want to say, it's something as simple as a hairstyle. It's to the point now where if you see people with real hair in the picture, you automatically don't think that it's from this time period. Probably from this, what is this, millennia? The last 5-10 years, when y'all started going crazy with these lace fronts and shower curtain baby hairs. It's crazy that we're at this point. And since we're here, I'm going to say this, okay? A lot of times, the reason why y'all can't find y'all Boaz is because you've totally rearranged yourself. You've totally painted your face. You've totally replaced your hair. And don't think that people can't see that when you're out. I don't know if you feel like you live in some kind of vacuum and nobody can see that your butt doesn't match your thighs, that your breasts don't match the rest of your body, that your hair doesn't match your Negro features. Like, I'm just saying, let's go on. Let me read some comments. Tasha and Marcus from Why Did I Get Married? Right, that too. Mahala, Yahoo, Shalom, and Shalom, sis. Thank you for joining me. And okay, let's just keep it real. Like, if you're not willing to be yourself, then what kind of man are you expecting to attract? See, here's the thing: you have when men are scrolling Instagram and looking at these IG models and liking their pictures, and you think like, oh, that's what they really, no, that's not what it's fun to look at, right? It's fun to look at, but it's not very useful. It's like a blowout on a hot summer day. Like in the summertime, you probably won't ever see my hair like this. I mean, it's fun to look at, but as soon as I step outside, it's gonna turn bad. Now I gotta fix it. It's kind of like that. Like y'all, when you do yourself up like that, it's like you're fun to look at. But what's gonna happen when we get home? Like, I used to be told all the time, because I always wonder how come it is when I'm dressed up to go out to a party or I'm dressed up to go somewhere, hardly nobody wants to talk to me back in my single days. Okay. But let me step out to ShopRite with my hair wrapped up, the doobie pins in my hair, and a sweatsuit, bloated, don't even want to be bothered. And all of a sudden it's like a man feast. I have been told that it's because that is when you resemble yourself in your most natural state. And if you look good in that natural state, then he knows, oh, okay, she, she got potential. Like she could really look like something. But when you go out here all made up and cut up and implanted, who knows what you're gonna look like a year from now, 5 years from now. And not, I know everybody wants to believe that love is blind and all this good stuff, and that we should love someone for their inner qualities. And I'm not saying that that's not true. But what I am going to tell you is that when a man first sees you, he's really not interested in your inner qualities. He's not looking at a woman that he's not readily attracted to, like, wow, I bet she has a great sense of humor. That's not what's happening, sis. Okay? Um, and so a person likes to know what they're getting involved with, like, what your children could possibly come out looking like, what you could possibly look like when you first wake up in the morning. I mean, if I'm going to consider spending the rest of my life with this person, I definitely want to be sure that I do not have to brace myself every morning before I wake up. Okay. What movie is an old movie with Marlon Wayans? And oh my gosh, it's Marlon Wayans, Stacey Dash. I think Damian Wayans is in it. They're working at this office. Marlon works in what is in, I don't remember the name of this movie, but Stacey Dash is in it. They all work in this office, but she like works upstairs and she dates this guy. But anyway, there's this scene where Marlon takes this girl home from the club. It's an old movie. I'm talking about like back in the 90s. Marlon takes this girl home from the club, and when he turns around and looks at her, like more money. Thank you, Monica. Thank you. I knew somebody knew it. Thank you. He turns around when he sees her, and he's like scared because she's not very pleasant to look at. Okay. So I'm saying I bring that up to say, like, can you blame him? Can you blame him? I don't blame him at all. Okay. But I digressed. Let me get back to what I was saying. Looking crazy. Exactly. Looking like a freaking Muppet. Like walking around looking like a Muppet with them ridiculous lashes. Yes. I like that movie too. It's very funny. Okay. So listen. And I've said this before, right? I'ma just assume. You ain't even gotta say you want a Boaz. I'ma just assume that if you're walking around talking about you want to be married, I'm going to assume that you don't want to be married to continue to struggle. I'm going to assume that when you get married, you are looking for companionship. You're looking for someone who you can be friends with first and foremost. Okay? And I think maybe that's where we skip a lot. We don't take time to become friends with a person. And I know what you might be thinking, like, well, we talked and we spent time getting to know each other. Talking is one of the most overrated forms of communication. It is the most overrated form of communication. I'm going to tell you why. Because I can make my mouth say anything I wanted to. And this is something my mother used to tell me all the time. You can make your mouth say whatever you wanted to. I can make my mouth say that I'm going to walk from here to New Jersey and grab me a couple of White Castle burgers and an Italian cheeseburger, and I'll be on my way. I can make my mouth say anything I wanted to. So I can look you in your face and say, of course, yes, I love you. You're my everything. You mean the world to me. Of course, baby, I'm going to marry you. Well, nah, as soon as we have sex, we married. So yeah, as soon as you my wife. As soon as we lay down, I can make my mouth say whatever I wanted to. Have y'all listen, there's an interview If y'all have not had seen any like documentaries about pimps, or if you've never seen a pimp in action for real, pull up there's a Pimp and Ken interview. He just did it with, who did he do this interview with? I forgot what channel he did the interview with. Listen to how he talks. One thing about people who abuse language, they understand what words to say, when to say them to manipulate you. And see, y'all let a man sit in your face and tell you that he loves you while he beating on you. The physical action is what the truth is. Okay, hold on. Let me show y'all some of these comments so y'all can know that it's not me. Let the men tell you wherever you want to hear. I can say, this is a man saying this. I met this brother. This is a grown man saying this. And any man that's going to be honest with you will tell you that. Listen, my husband has the gift of gab. Okay. He can sell ice to an Eskimo. And I'm not just saying that because he's my husband. No, I've seen him in action. All right. And this is what I'm telling you. Talking is the most overrated form of communication. What a person says should be the last thing that you consider when you are considering dating them. That should be the last thing you think about. Well, he said should be the last words coming out of your mouth. What has he done? What has he done for you physically? I hate when I'm watching these dating shows and they're talking about, oh, you've been there for me all this time. All what time? The 2 weeks that y'all was sitting in a pod and y'all couldn't even see each other and you were talking through a wall? Or the 2 or 3 weeks when he was dating you and 15 other women? When is this? Especially when I watch Catfish and the person that's being catfish is like, oh, but they've been there for me. How? On the phone? Texting you? And we're talking about years. I don't know how many of y'all watch Catfish, but people let this go on for years over some words. What a person says should be the last thing that you consider when you're making a decision about them. Actions need to be shown, period. It's all cap. These dudes be like used cars, some slicker than an oil spot. Matilda daddy. I love Matilda. If the woman is the one that keeps bringing up marriage, then the man doesn't want to and will string her along. Listen, did y'all listen to the story? She talks about when he asked her to marry him. He went to the store, bought a ring, bought it home, set the ring in front of her and was like, well, I guess you're my wife now. Excuse me? I guess you're my wife now? And the words, I guess you're my wife now, don't mean crap. Because when you look at the actions or the lack of actions that went into saying, I guess you're my wife now, it means nothing. And here's what I don't understand. I don't understand pressuring a man into marrying you, because then you're always wondering, like, does he really want to be here, or is he only here because of what I said? Is he only here because he think this is what I want, or because I put pressure on him? I would never understand. And this is why I would never understand asking a man to marry you. Are you freaking crazy? That would breed so much insecurity in me. Like, it would never work. The relationship would be over as soon as he said yes. Because now I'm thinking, well, did you just say yes because you didn't want to embarrass me? Or did you just say yes because you didn't want to hurt me. Like, did you really mean it? Do you really love me? Do you really want to marry me? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much. Y'all have got to let the actions be the truth. This is why you keep falling for these suckers. This is why a man can show you a fake pre-approval for a $750,000 mortgage and you believe it. A man that's really about something has no problem showing you what he's about. After you done laid up with him, it's too late to have the financial conversations. We need to have these financial conversations while I'm trying to decide if I'm going to take you seriously or not. Those of us who are of marrying age, you say you're dating to get married, and he'll say it too. Yes, I'm dating to get married, but as soon as y'all leave the restaurant, he's trying to get to your house. Well, ma'am, sis, cousin, the lie detector determined that was a lie. He's not dating to get married. And if you sleep with him and are still trying to convince yourself that, oh, he's going to marry you, then we have got to stop being so desperate that we let our imaginations overrule our common sense. The delusion is real. And one thing I have to say, she kept saying in this video, like, I just wanted to be married. I just wanted to be married. Listen. We got bigger fish to fry, period. Listen. I understand wanting to be married. Like, there was a period of time before I moved back to Atlanta where that was my prayer. I know I was getting on the most high nerve because that's all I wanted to figure out. Like, okay, well, listen, Lord, I want to be married. But if that's not what you have in the plans for me, could you just not let me want that no more? Like, I've been there, done that. Okay. Had all the conversations, cried about it and everything else. So I understand how it feels. But let me explain to you that feeling of loneliness is nothing compared to the embarrassment, pain, trauma, and effects of being abused. Because once you've been abused, now you automatically think that everybody is out to do the same thing to you. Period. The players change, but the game stays the same. Look at what happened. As soon as he got an opportunity, he moved into her house. She said they went to his place first, and he lived in a little rinky-dink studio apartment. I don't mean to say like little rinky-dink like that, but when she talks about her house, she had a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom townhome. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I can either slum it in this studio with him, or we could be at my townhouse, which actually, her using COVID as an excuse was pretty lame. Because there's no way I'm meeting you in the beginning of March and you're coming to live with me at the end of March. There's no way. And now let me say this to y'all, because I was talking to my husband about something else. And I was just like, this is so stupid. Like, why are they doing this? Da 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 da. And he was like, I feel like my husband always tries to defend. He's always the defender. So he's like, well, we can't look at it like that. We got to kind of remember we've all done things and da da da. So listen to me. And like I said to him, I'm never coming from a point of condensation. Not condensation. I'm not talking about liquids. I'm never coming from a point of condemnation. Condensation. I'm never coming from a point of condemnation or trying to put anybody down or trying to lord myself over anyone. I'm trying to talk to y'all with the same veracity that I wish that I had moved in when I was doing the same dumb stuff. All right? I'm trying to speak to you as if I could slap you upside your head and get your reality to change so that you will not keep going down the same destructive path. Yeah. Now she's talking about, oh, I get a trip to London and I get a trip to Paris. But if you listen to what she says, I don't even remember who I was before I went through this. She has been through a traumatic experience, so much so that it's changed her perception of people in general. And now let me say this, because I have to say this, okay? Hold on. Some put the boo-boo and boo-boo the fool. No, literally, she is the boo-boo. She is the boo-boo and boo-boo the fool. I ain't moving in with no woman, COVID or not. Period. Keep your own. Let me say this. You can't. A lot of the stuff she did to herself. And a lot of times when we do stuff, we do it to ourselves. Because we know. We know. You know you're wrong because you won't tell nobody what you're doing. You know it's wrong. You know he's all wrong for you. Your mama don't know about him. Your best friend don't know about him. They don't know the truth about him. They might know you got a man, you got somebody you kicking it with, you got somebody you laying up with, but they don't know everything. You can't tell them everything. And let me tell you something. We're talking about pre-marriage. If you are in a relationship with someone and you can't openly discuss every aspect of your relationship, then you need to strongly reconsider that person. There is no reason why, when you go to get counsel about this person, that there should be anything about them that they don't want you telling other people. That is a classic sign of manipulation. Classic sign of manipulation. If I can't tell my parents that we shacking up, then we don't need to be shacking up. If I can't tell nobody where you I don't have no specifics about where you work now. No, we're not doing this. No, what, you Tommy now? Nobody know where you work? You work in a white building? Again, the talking. I got this. I got that. I live like this. I live like that. I do this. I do that. Then show me what you do. Show me what you do. Bring me to your job. I want to meet your friends. If he's serious about you, these actions will not be a problem. And see, this is the problem with online dating, and like, yeah, this is a problem with online dating, right? Because when we're dating online, or even when we talk on the phone, all we're doing is talking. You can tell me anything. And unfortunately, like, when a woman is honing in on something, unfortunately, a lot of time you approach it like an interview. You start asking him about his childhood. Well, where did you grow up? How many siblings did you have? Tell me about your parents. What school did you go to? What's your favorite color? If we were stranded on a deserted island and you could only bring two things, I mean, you just start asking questions. And again, this person can tell you anything. This is why time is important. This is why it's important to take your time to get to know a person, because over the course of time, life reveals itself. Over the course of time, you get to see what a person really is and what they're really about. You should see a person in 4 seasons: happy, sad, rich, and poor. I mean, hopefully you never have to see them poor, but just in case you do. No, you might have to see them poorer than they are right now, or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? You might have to work with a man and come up a little bit. Happy, sad, rich, and poor shows your reaction. It gives you a raw reaction. When a person is poor, when a man is poor, you get to see his boundaries. His boundaries. You get to see how he conducts himself. If he's lying to you about everything when he's poor, 9 times out of 10, he's never going to get rich. Because he's a liar. But if he's lying to you when he's poor, it's going to be much worse when he gets rich, because money does not change a person. It just gives a person the freedom to be who they really want to be. When a person has money, when a person doesn't need anything from anyone, then they start to be their true selves. This is who they really want to be. Money gives you the freedom to be who you really wanted to be this whole time. Think about it. How many times have you heard people and they be talking like, well, if I get this much money, everybody can kiss my. If I get this much money, I'm done with this one, I'm done with that one, and I ain't gonna put up with that no more. This is what you need to see of this person, but you can't figure this out doing a phone interview. Atlanta is the home of the scammers. Do you realize that there are people who rent houses month to month or months, 2 months? They'll move in a place, live there a few months, let the court thing run, do the whole eviction process, put a down payment on another place, move in there. Let that run its course. Now they're living somewhere else. But if you meet them and sleep with them in 2 weeks, and in the next 2 weeks you moving in, calling yourself being in love and being married, you don't get time to know this before it starts affecting your life. Because now you done moved in with this bum, or you done let this bum move in with you. And one thing I must say about this story, she kept saying, well, he was paying all the bills in the house. He was paying all the bills in the house. So at least he was doing something. But how many of y'all got a homosexual in your home and they ain't doing nothing? Homosexual. That's just what it sounds like. People puff themselves up on social media so much that you don't know what to believe. So I'm going to say, like, right after talking, a person's social media is probably the least thing that you should believe. Until you get to know this person in real life, and then you can verify, like, okay, yeah, this is real. Like, I'm not mad. No, not homo, hobo. Hobo, like slang for a homeless person. Hobosexual. Like, I'm not mad at people for reserving their belief or whatever until they meet me and my husband in person. I'm not mad at that, because we don't have anything to hide. We are who we say we are. I don't get on here and lie to y'all every week. This is my life. This is what I do. This is how we live. You can check all my content. All my content is the same. Garden, kids, Passover, Sabbath, feast days. I mean, husband and wife, date nights, cooking, cleaning. That's it. It's the same everywhere. And when you meet me in real life, what you saw on social media is what you get. I don't use no ridiculous filters. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, made up to the nines. I use makeup to enhance. If you saw me in person, it's not like a big shock. We live in a world where it's so easy to put up this facade, right? You can tell whatever narrative you want. I can tell you anything. And as long as I have a new enough iPhone, and as long as I have a decent enough car or a good enough story to tell you about why I don't have a car. Oh, I just came down from New York, and in New York, we don't really drive like that. Or I just moved from Cali, and my car's still coming on a truck. I shipped my car here. Whatever lie he can come up with to get through the night or through the next couple of weeks until he can find his next victim. Taking your time is the only answer to these questions. There is nothing that you are going to change by rushing into a relationship with a person that you do not know. If anything, you're just going to mess your life up. And here's what you've got to understand. Like, a person is who they are. They do what they do. Okay? How they live is how they live. A liar is a liar. It don't matter if you in their life or not, they gonna lie. A whore is a whore. It don't matter who's in their life, they gonna whore. A drunk is a drunk. It don't matter who's in their life, they gonna drink. Like, people are going to be who they are going to be if you give them the time to reveal it. The Bible talks about if you were to have a friend, prove a friend. Don't be so quick to credit him. You don't know this man from a can of paint, but you sitting up here bragging to all your friends, oh, he's so nice and he's so this and he's so into me. And girl, no, you was just good for the night. You haven't proven anything. He hasn't proven anything to you. You ready to give up your parts off of a few conversations. You go in, see, this is a problem, I feel. You go into these situations with what you want already in your head. So when you meet this man and you like him, now you are putting his face on your imaginary husband. The husband that you keep telling yourself that you want in your head. The relationship that you keep telling yourself is going to occur in your head. You've put this man into that situation, and he never even knew who he was. He didn't know he was coming to the party. He thought he was going to a nice, quiet dinner. You done dragged him into a whole situation in your head, and then when he don't do what your imagination says he should do, he wrong. No, he's not wrong, ma'am, sis cousin. You jumped the gun. He was being who he was going to be. He was planning to slut you out anyway. Because as soon as he saw you, he knew, oh, yeah, I can get this one over on her real easy. This ain't going to take but no time. My husband tell me all the time, oh, as soon as they laugh, that's it. As soon as I get them to laugh, that's it. You're coming home with me. I mean, back in his day. All right, let's read the comments. People put a filter on their entire life. They lie about everything. I don't know if you've seen like the behind the scenes of the aesthetically, pleasing cleaning videos and stuff, but they live just like the rest of us. The rest of their house is a mess. The section that they want you to focus on, sure, it's all bright and airy and clean, but everything else would be a mess. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live here at the House of Mono. If you like what I'm saying or you like what we got going on here, please head over to the Cash App, $ the House of Mono. $1 or $2 will do, 5, 10, 15, whatever you got going on. Listen, if you are a practicing Israelite in the Metro Atlanta area and you're like, hey, I would like to fellowship with some like-minded Israelites, please send my husband a DM. He is at Monologue Magad. I'm going to put it up. He's at Monologue Magad on Facebook, Instagram. Facebook and Instagram. Those would be the best places. Hit him up, send him a message, please. We will vet you. I'm not gonna lie, because we are currently having the gatherings in our home. Okay. And I'm a Jersey girl. So yeah, Um and hey, we got family over here to protect. So yes, there will be a vetting process. But prayerfully all goes well. We would love to have you join our congregations, our gathering. We will be gathering for new moon next month, and also Passover. My husband will be putting out more information about that soon. But yes, please hit us up if you'd like to, kick it with your folks. All right. Like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications so you know when we go live. I said that already, didn't I? So, when I was thinking of this topic, I thought of um women who were in situations that they could not get out of. And I want to warn my single sisters. I want them to understand that the time that it takes to wait is nothing compared to the misery, the sorrow, the depression that you will live in when you marry the wrong man. It is hard to be married. It's hard. It's hard to stay married. Let me say that. It's nothing that, and I don't want to say it's nothing to get married, but getting married is the easy part. That's the fun part. The dating, the getting to know each other. Hi, everything's good. Okay, let's get married. It's when you and if you guys and when you guys decide to really start putting your lives together and growing together, that is when everything is tested. And let me tell you, if you don't even like this man as a friend, pause on liking him if you don't even know him. Because that's the problem. You don't take the time to get to know these men. You just feel like, oh, it's a man. Great. He's got marriage potential. It's a man. We have gotten so beaten down by being called gold diggers, by being told that, oh, we're too materialistic. We have gotten so beaten down that now we don't require a man to have anything before he comes to us asking us for the most precious thing that we have to offer. And I know we don't look at it like that anymore. Society does not tell a woman that her body is precious anymore. We're told that there's nothing special about sex. We're told that every other woman in the world has your part. So you might as well just go ahead and share it. Nothing is held sacred. But let me explain something to y'all. To a real man that wants you, you are precious and you are sacred. Or you have the potential to be. A lot of times, because of past behaviors, we mess that up for ourselves. I tell y'all, yes, I have a colorful past. My husband does as well. His contains a lot more crowns than mine. A lot more. Okay. But my husband would not have been wrong to say, you know what, that's a bit much for me. I don't want to deal with that. He wouldn't have been wrong to say that. That is totally his prerogative. And I don't know if any of you will admit to this or if you will attest to this, but ma'am, sis, cousin, you know when your body count is a little high. You know you've been out there in the streets a little bit, dibbling and dabbling and doing different things. And because of that, I'm going to tell you that you need to be taking extra care when you are out here dating and courting. Stop being so quick to lay your past out for everyone. Everybody don't need to know about your trauma and about your abuse, because what ends up happening when you share it with the wrong person, they're going to turn around and use it to abuse you. They're going to turn around and use it to their advantage when it's a good time for them. If you tell a person that, oh, nobody loves me, and, I've always been insecure about, my ears, and, everybody used to bully me about my ears. And as soon as this person gets mad at you, mad enough at you, they're going to start talking about your ears too. And I know you're probably like, well, that's wrong. But here's something that people don't want to be truthful about the fact that, listening, sometimes in an argument, before you mature to a point, because it took me a while to mature to the fact that just because me and my husband have an argument, or just because we have a disagreement, it don't mean he want to leave me, and it don't mean that I need to leave him. It took me a while. It took me a while to figure that out. It took me some years to figure it out, because that had been my life. Okay, I don't like this no more. I'm out. This is what I had seen. This is what I had done. Okay, well, this ain't working for me no more. So I'm gone. So get to know a person before you lay out all your wounds. And I know part of being married is wanting a person who accepts you and all of your wounds. Having a man that will say, you don't have to go through that anymore. I got you. I'm not going to do you like that. You're safe with me. I know how much you want that. Trust me, I know. Because I wanted that for a long time. But the time that it's going to take you to get to that is nothing compared to the hurt that you will go through when you put these weapons, because that's what your wounds turn into weapons in the wrong person's hands. They do. Because now they're going to use that against you. Every time he get mad at you, all of a sudden you all kind of whores and all kind of sluts. Every time that's why your mama don't like you anyway, and that's why your daddy walked out on you. That's why you ain't got no friends. That's why this. That's why your wound becomes a weapon in the hands of the wrong person. Stop giving everyone the tools to tear you down. You keep wondering, why does this keep happening to me? Why does everybody I deal with treat me like this? It's you. It's when you start saying everybody, now we got to sit back and really start asking the question: is it everybody or is it you? This used to be my grandmother's favorite question. Is it everybody or is it you? What's going on? Why are you everybody's victim? And I have no qualms in saying that I believe over 85% of the reason that you are everyone's victim is because you allow yourself to be victimized. You go into every situation as the victim. Listen, ladies, I know we don't like to talk about this, but the fact of the matter is men are made to hunt. What do you mean hunt? I'm not an animal. See, and this is why it's hard to have conversations with people because you guys will not just allow reality to be reality. And the reality of the matter is, most of the time, men are on the hunt. Okay. I didn't say a hunt. I said the hunt because a hunt could be anything. He could be out here looking for a wife. He could be out here looking for a serious relationship. But when I say the hunt, you know exactly what I'm saying. Okay. He's looking for one thing and one thing only. He only need about an hour of your time. And the problem is you don't take the time to figure out who is who. Your self-esteem is so low. You're so desperate for someone to just put their arms around you and tell you that everything's going to be okay, that you'll accept anything that looks like any kind of approval. See, a thing about being abused is you also start to over appreciate the little things that any normal person should be doing for you. A woman who's never been to a restaurant without a drive-through, you take her to Cheesecake Factory, she gonna lose her mind. Whereas another girl will be like, I hang out at Cheesecake Factory with my homegirls. This is nothing. A girl who's never had anything, who never had a man do anything for her, she go crazy over the littlest stuff. Oh, he opened my doors for me. He's supposed to. Oh, he paid for the date. He's supposed to. But see, y'all be giving brownie points for doing little stupid routine stuff. Oh, he called me every day this week. He's supposed to. So why try harder? Why try harder? And this is how we all affect each other. This is why I came to the conclusion that another among the many benefits of keeping the law and living righteously is that righteousness will continue in the way that that person treats other people, in the way that other people treat that person, if you understand what I'm saying. Like for us women, okay, us sisters, you know this young man likes you, right? He's letting you know, he's calling you, he's texting you, he want to take you out on dates. You know he like you like that, and you know you just not feeling him for whatever reason. And listen, nobody's wrong, okay? Nobody's wrong for not liking somebody or for liking somebody. You are who you are, you like who you like, okay? So that's not the issue here. But you know he like you, and you don't like him. And instead of you politely friend zoning him, you'll string him along and use him, string him along to get what you think you want, string him along until you find somebody that you do like. And instead of you letting him be free to go find somebody who does like him, you got him sitting around waiting on you. So now, when he meets a girl who really does like him, he can't focus on her because he's too busy focused on you. And see, this is the type of woman that will sit around and complain about How come nobody that I likes me? Because you treat people like crap. Why would anybody like you? I know we are so often taught about women's intuition, but I want to believe that men have a sense of intuition as well. I mean, brothers, husband in the chat, please let me know. But I want to believe that men have an intuition as well. And even if they don't have intuition, as much as they might not like to admit it, they sit around and talk as well. And listen, if you're not the wife, your sex is susceptible to be talked about. You just have to accept that. Like if you're not the wife, your sex is being talked about. So don't think that you're so freaking slick that you just gonna do what you want to do and be in this bed and in that bed and kicking it with this one and kicking it with that one, and nobody's ever gonna be the wiser. Because let me tell you something, Atlanta may cover a pretty large, relatively large land mass for a major city, but it's really not that big when it comes to people knowing each other. I just want to drop that little dime to y'all that's out here wilding for the night. Okay, here we go. Let's get to these comments. Where is it? Okay, sorry, y'all. Okay, pain freaks. That's what they are. That's what they are. Um, it's an actual thing where some women feel like if they man not beating on them, they don't love him. If he's not angry all the time, then he don't really love you. Pain freaks. You like it. Like you need that in order to feel loved. Or people who just thrive in drama, like nothing can ever just be peaceful in their life. There always has to be a situation. There always has to be something wrong. Stay away from them. Floyd Brown, shalom and shalom. Thank you for joining me. Good evenings. It's slim pickings out here on both sides, but some women just take what they can get if he seems like he's close to normal. And see, that's sad because that's not sustainable. That's not sustainable. That's not sustainable. You gonna stay with that person for the rest of your life? Really? No, you're not. As soon as something more interesting comes along, you're out of here. You're out of here. It's like setting yourself up for sin. That's what that is. You're setting yourself up to commit adultery. Y'all know I tell the truth. I preach that often. Sometimes your issue is that it's you. Exactly. A lot of times when women go crazy over little things is because their fathers never showed them love. So they're looking for that acceptance they should have gotten from daddy. Yes, that is a major issue that we have. Not just daddy issues, we have mommy issues as well. We have mommy issues as well. And so that's I think, I don't know. Like I don't want to assume that when I don't want to assume that when you meet a black woman, you just kind of do you just assume that like her dad's not around? And I'm just saying that because for so many of us, that's the case, right? So I just wonder, like, do men just when they meet a black girl, do they just assume like, you know what, her daddy probably ain't around anyway, so this should be easy. You know what I'm saying? I just wonder. But yes, that plays into our issues as well. And so I was having a conversation with my oldest daughter not too long ago, a few weeks ago. And she was just telling me that like she's in a reflective time in her life. She just graduated from college, started her, her first job outside of college. She's doing well. All praises to the Most High. But she was just telling me how she's been doing a lot of reflecting over her life and, you know, making decisions about her future and what she wants her life to look like going forward. And she's 22. Okay. And I'm just so impressed with that because I can honestly tell you that I was not there at 22. Right. And So I wonder how many, and I know I talk to y'all about this all the time, but it is very, very true. You have to spend that time with yourself to know yourself and to know what you want before you can go out here and date. If you don't know what you want, you will accept anything. You ever go to the grocery store when you hungry? They tell you all the time, don't go grocery shopping when you hungry because then you just go and pick up anything because you don't know what you want. You're just out here looking around. And when you're hungry, everything looks good to you. So now you out here dating and you don't know what you want. You're hungry. You're hungry for love. You're hungry for attention. So everything looks good to you. The first thing with brown skin and white teeth that smiles at you, that smells decent, you'll take it because you're hungry. We have to be willing to acknowledge these times. Listen, I know some days you're a boss babe and you got it handled and waiting is no problem and I'm loving life today and so I'm good. And other days it's like, Lord, if you don't send me a man today, I don't know what I'm going to do. On those days, ma'am, sis, cousin, you need to sit in the house. You need to refrain and listen to what I'm saying. Even the most together girlies have those days. Okay, even the most thought out, well planned, well organized, on my way, even those girlies have those days. And it's okay. But you need to understand when you're having those days or when you're having those times, and those are the times you need to refrain from dating. Those are the times, oh, you know what? Now it's just not a good time for me, or I have some other plans. Sitting up in my house and watching TV by myself is plans. Okay. Listen, it's plans. I plan to sit in here by myself and watch TV and eat my snacks. So no, you're not lying. Okay. I'm telling you that to say you're not lying. Protect yourself at all costs. Like protect yourself. And this is the thing. We don't live in a day and time when our daddies were picking out our husbands for us. And there was a whole network of men to background check this man and make sure that he was going to do what he said he was going to do, make sure he had the resources and the upbringing to do it. We just don't live in that time anymore. And unfortunately, a lot of us women are out here making these decisions by ourselves, which is why I beg and I plead for y'all to please just hear what I'm saying. And even if you having trouble receiving it, pray to the Most High that He open your ears and open your heart to so that you can receive. And hey, even if you can't hear it from me, that you would hear it from someone, that someone would be able to reach you. Okay? Listen, marriage is nothing to take lightly. Don't look at this woman telling this story who was only married for 6 months and didn't have any children and think that, oh, divorce ain't that bad. Ask the single mother who's divorced with 3 and 4 kids how bad it can be. Ask the woman who's lost now with nothing how bad it can be. Don't look at one person's story and feel like, oh, well, they jumped off the cliff and they survived, so I'm gonna go ahead and jump off the cliff too. No. And this is what is really getting me about these people giving her all these gifts. And I started not to say anything because, the first thing people love to say is, oh, you hating, oh, you hating, oh, you hating. Let me rest assured for y'all, nobody's hating. I was born in Germany. I lived in Germany until I was 13. When you go to school in Germany, you hop on a train and take field trips to other countries, and you're back home at the end of the day. So London, Spain, France, it was nothing. Been there, done that, seen it. So this is not me hating. Okay. And truth be told, if my husband wanted to put me on a plane right now, he could do that. We we could do that. So this ain't no hate, okay? What this is me not understanding when we as people got to the point in time where we're rewarding stupidity instead of hard work. We are rewarding this woman for letting this man lie to her. Let's not forget now, at the end of the first house, when she realized that was a lie, she said, I knew it was a lie, but I just wanted to get married so bad, I went along with it. So now we're rewarding stupidity. Oh yeah, girl, you let that dumb man play you. Here you go. And it is not lost on me that this is a Black woman who is being rewarded for, I can't say what I want to say. I'm trying to think of better words. This is a Black woman who is rewarded for being stupid and telling her story, making black men and Black women look crazy. I mean, we already look crazy enough in society. And she's getting rewarded for that. She is getting rewarded for continuing to perpetuate the generalizations, the negative stereotypes, and every derogatory thing that has ever been said about Black men. Here you go, girl. You got a bad story about a Black man. Here you go. Have it all. Let's open the coffers. Why are we doing this? Why is this society's reaction? Why? When there are hundreds of thousands of women every day who get on these apps and beg for help, plead for help, tell their stories and ask for help. And I don't see anybody moving to give them a platform. No one is moving to provide them with anything. There are people that are sleeping in their cars, some of them not voluntarily, but I don't see BMW listening to their story and offering to put them up in it. I don't see the Hilton offering them a free room for a month or a year until they can get there. I don't see this going towards anyone but someone who sat up here and entertained y'all. She told a wonderful story. I did not feel any need to compensate her at all for telling that story because, first of all, it's not that uncommon. What it's listen, what she described, it's not that uncommon. Yes, the man was a pathological liar. Okay. However, she went along with the lie. She went along with it. And she kept going along with it. How many houses does it take? How many cars does it take? Baby, listen, I love my husband and I know he would never do me like this. So I ain't even talking about him. But you are not going to have me test driving an Audi and show up with a Nissan Altima and think that everything about to be okay. Sir, if it wasn't over before, it is over right now. It is over right now today. You're not going to walk me through these $900, $800, $700,000 homes playing with me repeatedly over and over again. And a lot of y'all are sitting there dealing with similar mess. You know this man is lying to you. You know he got a wife he ain't telling you about. You know he got a girlfriend he ain't telling you about. And you just keep going along with it because what, you feel like one day it's all magically going to change? I'm here to tell you, ma'am, sis, cousin, that it is not going to end well for you. Here's something you need to understand about certain people and about who you are. Okay. Certain people live the way they live. Like I said, a whore is going to be a whore. A liar is going to be a liar. Whatever he was doing before you came around, he is going to continue doing that. Here you come with all your good sense and decorum, wanting something out of life and expecting him to somehow raise himself to your standards when that was never his intention in the first place. That don't make no sense. It makes no sense at all. Okay, let me get to y'all comments. I'm sorry, I told y'all I just have to. If I stop and read the comments, then I forget. You just realized that? It's okay. My mom's husband didn't realize it until they were like teenagers. It's fine. Don't feel bad. Your daddy couldn't have picked up it, and he couldn't have. All right, sir, I got something for you. I hope you home. I got 8 minutes left. It's 9:52. I know that's right. Where my remote? My saying right. Listen, when I was single, that was planned. You can't call me the day of and ask me to come somewhere with you. No, I'm laying up in my house right now, chilling. No, I'm not going nowhere with you. Don't call me at no last minute. I'm not a last minute kind of girl. And as a matter of fact, you shouldn't be planning on taking me nowhere where last minute plans is acceptable anyway. Ain't you got to figure out parking at least? Reservations, maybe? Like, come on. Stop selling yourself short. Hey, guys. You got to matter to you. Because if you don't matter to you, you're not going to make him, you're not going to make yourself matter to him, if that makes sense. If you don't respect yourself, you're not going to make him respect you. Turn off the fan? Yes, y'all can turn off the fan. I'm sorry. I be getting hot down here when I be talking. A smart person learns from their own mistakes. A wise person learns from the mistakes of others. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Jump if you want to, you're going to hitting the rocks. The other person dodged. Exactly. And you the dummy because you sat up there and you had a chance to see it and you decided to do it anyway. Shalom, Sister Delta. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have had a chance to check out the footage from the Drip and Sip. I hate that we missed it because it looks like it was so live. Please, y'all, go check out the footage from the Drip and Sip. Check out the Drip and Sip issue of the Light Hebrew magazine, tlhmagazine.net. And you can see it on Facebook too. Shout out to the House of IO because they was just stunting the whole situation. I mean, everybody that I saw looked wonderful, but I saw the House of IO and I was like, okay, then y'all go. So y'all did that. But prayerfully, we will be at the next one in full effect, and we will see everybody at F3 this year. We will see y'all. Ma'am, you gonna drive this Nissan. Like I said, y'all, my husband wouldn't even do me like that. Okay, so I'm not worried about that. Tell her, sir, don't encourage him. Don't encourage him. Yes, F3 is up next. I cannot wait to see y'all here in July in the ATL. Bring your deodorants and your wet wipes because it will be hot, huh? Oh, because you got to come over here. Oh, y'all, Paxton is awake, y'all. Y'all know Paxton don't usually do that. Come on over. Say shalom to everybody. Wait, you got to come on this side. Over here. Oh, right here. There you go. Say shalom. Y'all see his haircut? Oh, he cut his hair off. He didn't cut it. His daddy cut it, but he got tired of me doing his hair, so the hair is gone now. Atticus, are you gonna talk or are you just gonna drink my tea? Did y'all just come down here to drink my tea? They do this to me all the time. Yeah. You drunk my tea, didn't you? No, I didn't. This one did. You gonna talk to the folks?
Shalom and shalom. And just to let you know, ham, aka pig, is bad for you.
Yes, it's unlawful. We don't eat it at all. What made you say that?
I just remembered it.
You just remembered that.
And because Dad said that. No, Dad said
Paxton be out like he working full time. Look, he do. He no. He get that from me though, because I used to be like that when I was younger. 8:30, I'm done. That's it. 8:30, I'm asleep. I don't care what's going on. You could be having the livest house party ever. I'm falling asleep wherever I can. So that's my genes. He get that from me.
Well, feel your muscle.
Feel your muscle. You ain't got no muscle, boy. Anyway, thank y'all so much for hanging out with me this evening. I pray that something I said was helpful, whether you're watching this live or on the replay. Shout out to everybody that watches on the... Wow, you gonna burp in the mic like that? Atticus! Please excuse him. Shout out to everybody that does watch on the replay. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. Please feel free to comment. You know what I'm saying? Let me know you watch it. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Atticus! Oh my gosh, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I will see y'all back here next Thursday. Same black time, same black channel. Don't forget to... What? Go ahead.
Go, go, gaga.
Okay, they sleepy. They've been hanging out with their daddy. Daddy took them to boxing while I got ready, and they are sleepy. So I'm about to put them to bed. I love y'all so much. I will see y'all back here next Thursday, 8 o'clock. Ow, stop it. I'm going to ban y'all from the show. Y'all about to be banned. All right, I love y'all so much. I will see y'all next Thursday, 8 o'clock. That's next. I'm doing that. Next Thursday, 8 o'clock, YouTube at Monologue McGad or on Messiah TV. I love you so much. Shalom. Good night.
Doing gang things.
Mono.
Living super clean. Daddy came
One time for my king doing king things. My beast hoes cause he know he got a good thing.
Tune in to Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass with your host, Miss Mono.
Shalom and shalom, sisters and cousins, and praise the Lord saints. It's your favorite housewife, Miss Mono.
Every Thursday from 8 to 10 p.m. live on YouTube at Miss Mono's World and Monologue McGod. Now also available on Messiah TV on Roku and Fire Stick. Why Boaz Don't Want Your Ass. Don't miss it, sisters and cousins.
Let him save you in the end like a Seminole. Be as hell.